Chào mừng quý vị quay trở lại với chương trình Nhà lãnh đạo doanh nghiệp với ông Andre Hasselin, tổng giám đốc của công ty GoBear. Welcome back. Okay. We just talked about the beginning of your business. Now, what is most important turning point of your business?
There are several turning points in my career.
Yes.
I started the company in the Netherlands. Then I moved to the US. After that, I moved to Singapore. So you could call those turning points because it gives you a complete different perspective on how people live, how they behave in other parts of the world, which I think are very interesting. But my latest turning point, so to speak, was the opportunity to start GoBear. It was a turning point in a sense that I could start a company from scratch, no history, no nothing. So my management team and myself said to each other, let us put ourselves in the shoes of the customer. How can we help customers? We did a lot of research before we started GoBear. We had a team of 10 people based in Hong Kong, and we were mapping out the whole Asian market. And the more research we did, the more enthusiastic we became about the opportunity to help people, because the industry is not very transparent. The industry is not always fair to customers. Hence you have that lack of trust of customers in banking and insurance companies. So we sat together and said, how are we going to solve this problem? So we made a list of requirements for GoBear, and there are two aspects to it. One is the business perspective, and the other one is the company itself. Because if you start a company, you have that opportunity. Now, from a business perspective, we said, customer first, make things simple, because the industry, the jargon is not simple to understand. Most people buy an insurance policy that they do not even understand what they have bought.
I know you launched the first business in 1995. Yeah, in the 20th century, but now we are in the 21st century. So, so how and why you change your business from Netherlands, from Europe to United States? And it seems that you change the kinds of business. I mean, in the Netherlands, in Europe, you do business in selling the products, the material.
Yeah.
Okay. But in United States, you approach the internet. So how difficult it is?
That's a very interesting question. How you move along with the time. 1995, the internet became very hot, so to speak. As a company, you needed to have a website, you needed to be on the internet, at least where it started in the US and Europe. At that time also we thought we need to transition from a traditional company to an online company.
Yes.
That was easier said than done. 2 years later in the Netherlands we launched the first website for airline ticket sales.
And travel...
for travel products, yeah.
Yes.
And that was very successful. That was in the time that the internet really took off. That end of the 90s, internet companies were valued very good. And at that time, I was able to sell that company to one of the most entrepreneurial families in the Netherlands. And I stayed on for a couple of years. And then I decided to move to the US. US was always ahead of Europe from an internet perspective. So I found it a challenge to set up something in the US market that could be successful. In the Netherlands, you have just 16 million customers. In the US, you had over 300 million. So if you develop the technology for 16 million or 300 million, it costs you the same. But the market is so much bigger. So we decided to move to Silicon Valley because there you have the best developers.
Yes.
You have the best infrastructure to set up a company, and it's a very nice area to live.
In the United States, the young people has many opportunities to be successful, to be the world's billionaire at the young age, like Mark Zuckerberg Facebook and David of the Uber car service. So are they the typical for you?
They're a good example of innovative thinking. What they did is brought simple services to customers. And we try to do in a difficult industry to make things simple as well. Of course, insurance is never as sexy as Facebook. Let's face reality, but people need to have insurance. Once they have something, once you have a house, you want to protect it. You don't want to lose it anymore, so then you need to have an insurance. If you have a car, you need to have an insurance. Now Compare gives you the opportunity to do things simple, in a simple way.
When you launched Compare in Singapore, 5 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. So I know the Compare is the website for the user to compare financial products. Okay. Why you study in university management and tourism, and you have done business in traditional, and then you move to, of course, you move to United States and you launch some, internet business. But now you launch a website. Okay, that is regarding the internet industry, but your product is seen that financial. So have you learned financial before?
No, I don't have any background in finance or insurance industry. But what I learned from my previous business is the move to technology.
Do you think the money is the most important thing in the business?
No. No, that was not the motivation. No.
If you have no money, cannot.
If you don't have money, then you cannot start anything. I'm in a fortunate position that I have good shareholders that invest in the company also.
Yes.
Because to roll out a company in multiple countries with this type of technology, that costs a lot of money.
Okay, thank you. Kính thưa quý vị đang theo dõi chương trình Nhà lãnh đạo doanh nghiệp với ông Andre Hesseling của công ty Compare, một công ty khởi nghiệp chuyên về so sánh những cái sản phẩm về tài chính như là credit card hay là bảo hiểm vân vân. Chúng tôi xin nghỉ giải lao vài phút và chúng tôi sẽ quay trở lại.